I'm here with Lynne, who is not only Clack's wifey, she is Yes Slates. And what we have here is the full set of the amazing piece of community art, which is the Yes Slates display. And Lynne's going to talk us through them, and we're going to have a close look so you can see them.
Okay, so first of all, it's a collective of artists, all members of Yes Stones. One of our members suggested that we did this, and we kind of batted about the phrases we could do, and we all started then painting our letters and pulled it all together. And we have artists from Fife, from Grangemouth, from Perth, from the Borders, down in Dumfries, from Glasgow, from Buckie, Pitlochry, Pennycook, all over the place, Broughty Ferry as well. So first one, the kind of Celtic Cross, is Mike and Edie, and they are in Fife, and we've all kind of either met each other. Now we've met quite a lot of people physically from being through marches together and doing the Yes Stones, because we're all members of Yes Stones, and some of us we've just met online and communicated online, so it really has been a kind of pulling together of everybody from across the board. So Lynne Miller is the first Y we've got there.
That's just glows, that the colours are wonderful.
Yeah, it's almost kind of, it reminds me of I lived in Africa as a youngster. It kind of reminds me of the colours that we see there. Anna Spar Rutherford is up in Perth and Kinross area.
Alapa Gubra on it,
yeah,
and a wee Scotty dog, and a Highland cow.
And then the S is Tina, whose idea it was, who did say, I had to laugh, I'm not sure if my artwork's good enough. And then produced this, because we did laugh.
Gorgeous.
As we gradually collected them together, we were showing them, and everyone's going, oh, mine doesn't compare to that. Then we have Christine Kabashi, who's done the first exclamation mark with her salmon on it, which is lovely.
Whistle at the bottom.
And again, we've kind of found out, we've put together a wee kind of biography. If people have told us what they wanted to tell us, either about themselves artistically or politically, why they're for independence. So there's a whole range. We have got a wee biography book that's put together, and again the plan would be that people would be able to read that when we're out and about showing it, but obviously the pandemic has paid to that at the moment. So the next Y, the butterflies, is Stephen Suter, who's up in Perth.
I love the tiny details that you don't see until you're up close.
Until you're close.
The little saltire.
Stephen's a recently retired engineer. He did say when I met him, he said, oh, I didn't know what I was going to do now that I've retired. And he says, now I've got so much to do. Chris Ann Wands has done the E there. And Chris Ann was a self-craft teacher. So yeah, really good at getting the kind of the shading and the accents in it. And Chris Ann's done a couple of wee kind of, well, she did a workshop at our Boulders and Leathers event, and she's put a couple of wee videos in line to show you techniques, like simple techniques as to how to do things. Really amazing. So Alison Brown, this is her S, set up the Yes Stone pages. Ah yes, we've interviewed Alison for the podcast, haven't we? Yes. That's another beauty. This is and Alison's a sculptress who's you know, widely displayed in art galleries. This next one, this is intriguing, the kind of through the keyhole, and you've got the most beautiful, it reminds me, I was up at Queen Mother's Castle of May, and they've got kind of that colour actually, wooden gates with kind of shapes cut out, and that's exactly what you can see through it, the turquoise water. Well, that's one of my ones. Is it? Yes, oh, it's beautiful. Have you been to the Castle of May? I haven't, no. Oh, you should go, because it looks just like that. Oh, I love, that's lovely. And then the next one, the next Y is also mine. Again, wonderfully detailed, and if you look in close, that's one of the marches, I'm sure. One of the things, when people put things on the Yes Stones, nobody's precious about what they've done. People go, oh, I like that idea, can I try it? Go for it, try it. So actually the little people was Richard Prout, who first did all these little kind of stick people, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. I think I've stolen that as well. I painted a jar to put a candle in, I had that on it, so I probably stole that from Richard. Thank you, Richard. And then we have Carol Thompson's E. Ooh. And again, I just love the colours in it. Yes, and again the detail in the sky. This is on slate, so it's not exactly the evenest surface. So no. Again, it's just so impressive. And a wee unicorn in the middle. Yeah, and again the slates have come from, well, Carol and mine's look like they both come from B&M's. Certainly that's where I got mine. Others have people have had roof tiles that they've used. Some people have got bigger slates from builders merchants. So there's a range of
it's amazing how many people have a slate lying around somewhere. Now this, I like the colours on this one as well.
This is my one as well.
Is it? Oh,
mine are all in the top row. Again, I've used Richard's wee people down the bottom.
Oh yes, there we go, lining up. And
that was a roof slate. So Watty Watt, who's one of the Yes Stoners, has replaced the roof and has lots of slates. So so we collected some, or some were collected for us. So this next exclamation mark is also Alison Brown.
Again, the lovely
thistles,
and the knot work as well. That's beautifully done, and the thistles are gorgeous. I have to go back quite a long way to get the whole of that one in, because it's gorgeous.
There are some quite big slates that have been used. And then this last spacer one is the amazing and prolific Morag Twart. And as the group has grown, because I think we're almost at 8,000 members in Yes Stones, you begin to recognise people's styles and techniques. So
beautiful butterflies. Is that the CND logo on that one as well?
Yes, I think quite often she does get the CND logo in there.
Fabulous. Right, so that's the top row. So yes. Just in case anyone's in any doubt.
And then our first one in the second row is Joyce McCluskey.
Wow.
Joyce has got another one in, which we'll see in a wee bit.
I'm just going to try and get closer, because this is almost like jewels.
It's like a mandala.
Yeah, and they've got texture almost, because the paint's kind of
blobs are slightly raised up. Really detailed.
It's gorgeous.
But I discovered through the biography and chatting to people that Joyce is a retired botanist.
Oh.
You'll see in her next slate why that's I found that an interesting factor.
Right.
And then the eye is Walker McGowan from Glasgow.
No messing.
No.
Big roaring lion there.
And Walker, I mean, you look at his style, it's just amazing, beautiful, so accurate. But it turns out Walker was a graphic designer.
Ah, there we go.
so that explains it.
That could be a business card, couldn't it? It's supposed
completely.
to turn that.
Really good. This N is
and again little things along the top.
Joanne Burrows.
Oh, look at that little deer.
Joanne's Bathgate, Armadale Way.
All right, brings it to life when you know where they're from.
That's it, and a wee bit about them. All the slates have actually got people's postcodes on the back, so we could put on a map of Scotland and go, it's from, not specifying exactly where people are from, but just to show just how far across the country
that's a good idea.
From.
Yeah.
So this is Morag's.
I recognise the butterflies.
You'll recognise the style, and Morag's up in Oban. So we always get lovely pictures of her slates and stones in front of the sunset in Oban. She's very jealous.
Oh no, this is wonderfully stylised. I love that curl.
This is Walker's second one.
There we go.
You see the graphic designer, graphic artist in there.
That's just so stunning, isn't it? So effective.
And then we all had a hoot at this one because Chris Ann said, "Can I have a pea, please?" For those of us that remember Blockbuster, "Can I have a pea, please, Bob?" And then this next one is Alison Lindsay, who's Edinburgh. Chris Ann's down there, by the way. Yeah, and again, different techniques. So Alison's actually used a cutout from a bit of newspaper and then cut out the lettering and kind of Mod Podged it on.
Right. That sky, it's like those beautiful, what are they called, mackerel skies you get with that cloud. Oh wow, and here's another.
And this is Jimmy Allen.
Thank you.
And again, people were saying, "Oh, I don't think my end's good enough," and then we see it and we go, "What are you talking about?"
Fabulous.
It's lovely seeing all the different styles together. This is one of my favourite ones. This is Del Girl Carswell, who's from.
It's quite almost mystical, isn't it? With the colours.
It's like you could step into that. It's like going into the cosmos, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's like stepping through the looking glass.
Yeah, completely.
Beautiful.
And then this is Robert, who's from Bucky.
And this is amazing because it is actual art. It's not just pictures. I'll see if I can get the angle so you can see the 3D-ness of it.
Because he went around charity shops collecting the toy cars so he could make this.
Fabulous. Driving forwards for independence, he says.
And then this N, I think, is Joanne Burrows.
Do you know that again? That's a completely different style. Again, that's like used to get in old storybooks with almost the illuminated.
No, it's Veronica. That's it. So it's Veronica Allen.
That's lovely. Now here we've got more 3D.
Yeah, and this is Mo Mac, and Mo's down in Howwood, down in
with the little swirls.
East Renfrewshire.
Alapa Gubra, goldy glitter. I'm not sure if that's coming through on the screen because the sun's gone behind a cloud again, but it is beautifully sparkly, that one.
And then this lovely which is Edie and Mike Gledhill.
And again, you can't see it till you get up close, but it's got the most delicate little flowers.
It's like little
forget-me-nots, yeah.
Entwined round the E.
The salter.
And the last spacer again. You'll recognise.
Oh yes, here's the butterflies and some stags this time. I'm going to do my backs for independence. Right, so that middle row, just as a recap, we've got yes, yes, yes on the top, and we've got independence on the middle row. So the bottom row starts
and this first
with
one, the kind of spacer. This is Joyce McCluskey again, who did the mandala one above, but this is Joyce is the botanist. So
you can tell. Look at that.
When you look at this sort of accuracy of the plants there, you go, right, okay, this is not just an artist's impression of a thistle or rowan berries. It's very,
heather. And is that a Scots pine there, I think?
And I like the roots, how the roots go into the Celtic bottom.
Do you know, even the work involved in doing that edging is immense.
But it's quite therapeutic. You get into a wee rhythm of it, and
lovely.
And then this this is Lynne Miller.
So and here look, we've got beautiful gold accents on the thistle bottom, and again the tiny little dots detail around the pattern. It's been so beautifully thought out.
Yeah. And then our old streaker. Beth's got a lovely artwork.
Yeah.
In the stoning world of yes stones, everyone wants to have a Beth stone. You know?
A Beth. Oh, now this is back to the delicate.
And this is Carol Thompson again.
Does that say at the bottom?
Really interesting and
Detailed
and very delicate, but it really stands out. Just that very fine line.
Look at the wee spider on it.
Yeah.
This is why it's so nice to be able to look at them direct rather than just see a photo, because the detail, you miss that when you're looking at them. Now this could be a photograph. Maybe it is. I don't know. Tell us about this one.
I think it is actually an image that has been podged on. This is
for King Robert 13.
And this is what prompted, when I'll show you the smaller version shortly, I'll bring that over, but prompted a Russian man on holiday up in Skye to try and buy it from us. And this S is Valerie Irving. And
it says bright future independence.
Yeah, Valerie's down in the borders as well.
And again, wonderful colours. Oh,
she is
recognise the silent. Then we've got more of the wee men.
Yeah.
The tartan spider. It's time for independence.
So again, so much detail.
Love that,
in it, you say, when you look, even the wee dog with its wee saltire coat on at the bottom.
That's right there.
And onto the O. This is Joanne again, and the detail in this you don't see from.
I didn't even.
Amazing, isn't it? Wallace Monument.
Wallace Monument, and the colours on the hillside even are fabulous.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous. But no, you just see the O, and then you're drawn into the middle again. It's another of these looking glass ones.
With her T. Nice wee kind of hair bells at the bottom there.
Oh yeah.
And the rain coming on. How very dare it.
Right, we'll get to the end of the road.
Yeah. The L is Leslie Sinclair. Leslie's from Glasgow. And then this is Rachel Mackenzie's A.
This is gorgeous, isn't it? Look at this. Is that an actual monster, a unicorn head and a snake's body?
It's maybe a kind of kelpie type creature.
A kelpie with attitude.
A kelpie corn.
But again, stunning artwork. Oh, and look, there's the EU symbol there.
Lots of little details in there. There's
you.
newspapers and put them in. This is Maca, who's Edie.
There's a silent clansman again.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
And then the last letter, this D, this is Senga Mackay, or Ursenga as we know her. Very prolific at producing really cleverly worded slates. She manages to condense people's feelings down into a few short words and get the message across.
And yeah, so this sort of limestone. Oh, and there's a wee guy in a canoe.
Well, that's the silent clansman because he's always out on his.
So he's in three of them.
Yeah.
Oh, does he know? Has he seen them?
Yeah, I think so. And then the final speaker is Veronica Allen,
which is again a fabulous big Q with his or her eye.
Yeah. Lovely, and I like the kind of tartan background.
The tartan background, beautifully done.
So it's quite big. This it measures about 12 foot by 5 foot. It's not the easiest to get out and about, but it's worthwhile because you see it. But what I did to make it easier, I photographed all the slates, shrunk them down, and then printed out the pictures and Mod Podged them onto posters. So I've created this in miniature, and I shall.
We're going to have a look.
So all the slates, but now in a kind of uniform size. We made the frame, and then we've kind of.
See, those are just the more like cocktail coaster size.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is much easier transport. We had it in our van when we were up in Skye, and we took it about places so we could take pictures, various places to get, you know, different scenery in the background.
Oh yes, there we go. So 10 stones worth of slates. If anybody can think of anywhere that we could host a display, taking into account the fact that we have to be able to do social distancing and they do weigh a lot and you need to be able to park, all those things, then do get in touch, because they're such beautiful things. It's a shame not to be able to display them more, and it's just the timing is unfortunate. But
it was the plan that they were going to be touring around Scotland, and then of course the pandemic happened, so we haven't done that because we don't want to be encouraging people, you know, gathering together. Hopefully you want something positive for people to see, so it's the kind of thing that you can look at from a distance.
But you could walk past in single file as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to be crowded in with people. So yes, get in touch if anybody can think of anywhere. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
That's us. Okay, bye now.